Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny, and today I am bringing back an old, and by old I mean a couple weeks old, series on my channel called Tuesday Talks on My Way to Therapy. I think that's what I was calling it. Here's the thing though, there's a little bit of a twist today. I've already been to therapy. I'm driving back home from therapy, but I stopped to get yogurt and I thought it would be much easier to do this while I'm eating my yogurt. Anyway, happy Tuesday everybody. I voted. I hope everyone else voted. Let me just talk about how good this is. If you live in Los Angeles and you live near Glendale, there is this place called Yoga-urt, Y-O-G-A, like yoga, -U-R-T. It's a vegan, gluten-free yogurt place. It is insane. It's a small business. The woman who runs it has an amazing staff. It's great. I can't recommend it enough. I got coffee flavored and pistachio flavored, and then like this cone's gluten-free. Like, I'm loving places I can eat. Okay, I was trying to decide what to talk about today. There's so many mental health topics or chronic illness topics I could talk about, but I was trying to talk about something that's relevant to me right now, and I did that whole video on depression last week, and something I'm still really struggling with. Today's been a good day. I'm feeling like happier, and I got an email. There's this website called The Mighty. It's for mental health, and I get emails from them all the time. This is not sponsored, but I got one today. I read it and I related. I thought I would just talk about that. So this is actually from January, I guess. It's according to this. It was written by a girl named Juliet. Is a staff member with The Mighty. I don't know her. I don't know anyone at The Mighty. I just get these emails, but it did come today, even though it's from January. And I related to it. So this is the 25 embarrassing, and it's in quotes because these really shouldn't be embarrassing. It's just the truth about depression. Symptoms of depression we don't talk about. So let's talk about them. Number 1, not showering. So let's just start off being gross. This is a massive one for me. I have a hard time showering. Now listen, if I have to go somewhere and be around people, I will shower. If I have, like, you know, if I need to look nice or something, I will shower. It is very hard for me to motivate myself to shower, like if I'm home alone doing nothing for days at a time, if I am just so depressed and it's easy for me to like throw on clothes and dry shampoo and perfume and a hat and just like it's so easy for me to say, I'll do it tomorrow, I can't handle it. When I'm in a shower, I love it. I love being in the shower. It's before the shower and after that just seems like too much for me when I'm depressed. It's the getting undressed part. It's the actually like having to walk to the shower, get in it, get out of it, comb my hair, put like face lotion and do all that stuff on, get new clothes on. Like, it's just stuff that should be easy seems impossible. With this depression that has been so bad, I showered for the first time in, I honestly can't tell you how long. I don't know how long it had been since I'd showered. Like, I just really can't remember. But I showered yesterday, and I had gotten to the point where I was itching and smelling. Like, it got that bad because I wasn't seeing anyone. I was home alone. I was like beyond depressed, and I kept putting it off. I kept saying like, well, I'm not seeing anyone, and just my dog doesn't care, and stuff like that. Like, when I shower, I feel motivated and I feel more like myself, and I feel, it like feels like an accomplishment. But when I'm depressed, it's hard to get to that step, and I know that if I just do it, I'm gonna feel so much better, and it's gonna like give me a little push to accomplish something else for the day. But it's just so easy not to do it. Like, that is so hard. It's harder, like brushing my teeth even is hard, but like showering is way harder. Number 2, low sex drive. Yeah, I get that. I'm not dating anyone right now, so it doesn't really pertain to me. I know that like if I'm depressed and I'm dating someone, usually when I'm around them, it's like a reprieve from my depression. So that usually doesn't affect that, but I could see myself if I was married or living with somebody who I saw all the time and I wasn't just seeing them when I dated them, that being a thing. It doesn't fully affect me right now, so I don't really relate to that, but I can understand it for sure. Number 3, not cleaning. This is massive for me. Everything feels like too much. Cleaning feels like too much. It's like a chaos that maps the inside of my head. And I talked about it in my depression video. I had some people comment that they understood, especially people with OCD like me who also have trouble cleaning. Because there's such a misconception about OCD. A lot of people think that it's just like meticulously obsessive compulsive cleaners, and that's not necessarily it at all for a lot of people. For some people it is, for a lot of people it's not. Sorry if this is loud. One thing I actually talked with my therapist today was just like how to go about getting my environment to a place where I can maintain it and I can feel like I can focus and it's clean. Because even though my environment is chaotic and can be quite dirty, I'm a clean person, if that makes sense. Like I'm terrified of germs. I'm terrified of them. So like my living space is like, if you walked in and you didn't know me, you might be like, wait, what? You're terrified of germs. But also that's one of the reasons why it's not super clean, because the idea of cleaning it freaks me out. So it's like it gets to this place where I have to clean it, but to clean it is so overwhelming and freaks me out and just seems like so much of a task, and I don't even know how to begin it, that I'm like, I'll deal with it tomorrow. And then tomorrow snowballs into a month, 2 months, 3 months. I've got suitcases still in front of my front door from July. I don't know if you remember, here's the deal. Do you remember when I made that, well, I don't know. If you look at my videos, a while back, I made a video about me making vegan mac and cheese. And the pot that I made that in is still on my stove. I haven't cleaned it yet. I haven't used my stove since. I haven't cleaned the pot yet. That's kind of like where I am in life. I'm on a medical leave from work for my depression. I'm working with my therapist twice a week and with my psychiatrist. They both recommended this, and we've got like a whole lot of things we're working on to get my life back in track and to get me focused on my future and to like help me deal with the stuff I haven't dealt with for the past couple of years. There's just a lot for the next 2 months I'm gonna work on. It's for 2 months. I'm actually feeling so motivated and inspired because my session with my therapist was just reiterating how much I need this, and my goals for this time he was super on board with, so I feel just very motivated. 4 is lack of dental hygiene. Yeah. First of all, I'm terrified of the dentist. I haven't been to the dentist in like way too long. And I need to. What I need to do is find a dentist that will put me to sleep, because I'm at the point where it's too terrifying for me to at all be awake. So I need to just get over that hurdle and do it. However, when I'm depressed, I do find that like brushing my teeth is something that I forget to do a lot, or I do it once a day. I'd say right now I average brush my teeth once a day, which is not good. I'm terrified that I have cavities and stuff. My teeth can't be in great shape. So that is something that I definitely, what's the word? Relate to. 5, oversleeping. I wouldn't say I oversleep. It's hard for me to sleep unless I take something. So my problem is like wanting to just sleep instead of doing things. Like feeling too overwhelmed, so I'm just like want to induce sleep so I don't have to deal. Or telling myself like, okay, I'll sleep until it's dark outside, because there's something about the darkness that like allows me to clean. Like I clean in the dark. I don't like lights on when I clean, it freaks me out. I clean in the dark with like a light on, like in another room, so I can see what I'm doing, but it's not the light in the room I'm cleaning. Flaking on plans is number 6. I don't like the term flake when it deals with this, because I feel like that term really makes me defensive. However, there are times where I get really excited about something a couple days ahead, and then I plan it and I'm like, God, when the day comes, I'm just too tired. And this is strictly with depression. Like forget my chronic illness stuff. That makes it so I can't really commit to a lot of things. But if I really focus on this just meaning about depression, there are times when I just want to stay home and do nothing. I do know when I'm out with people and I'm depressed, I sometimes can feel a lot better. Sometimes I can feel worse, but usually I feel better, but getting there is harder. For example, I live in Los Angeles. I'm a member of the Screen Actors Guild, and we're often given opportunities to see screenings of movies or TV shows for free with the cast comes and talks, and it's a really cool perk. And I was gonna go to a screening of Crazy Rich Asians last night, and it's a little further away for me. The idea of like driving and parking and waiting like in line to get in, and then all of that seemed like such a reduction to me yesterday. And the person I invited to come with me ended up not wanting to come, so I ended up not going. The days before I'd been so excited about it, but yesterday I decided it just wasn't worth it. I just wanted to stay home and do nothing. And I was physically feeling fine. It was just I was tired and I'm still going through this depression. So that's an example. 7, not knowing when you'll cry next. I do cry a lot, but it's at random things. I'll say this applies to me like 75% of the time. 8, brain fog, forgetfulness, all this stuff, yeah. Even if I have stuff written down on a schedule, I'll mix up times, I'll completely forget about it. Yeah, just yes. 9, weight change. My weight hasn't really changed. I'm one of those people who, when I get anxious or depressed, I tend to eat less than to overeat. Things just don't taste good to me. I tend to do better with liquids because I have a history of an eating disorder. When I get like that, I eat a lot more things like this, like soft foods that are easier to go down that I actually like. They might not be the most nutritionally balanced, but to get me enough calories throughout the day is the most important thing. I drink a lot of smoothies. I eat a lot of like vegan yogurt or ice cream, and a lot of like fruit juices and things like that. Also, warm, bland things are good to me too when I'm feeling very depressed and anxious. Soups usually are good, like a bagel with maybe some vegan butter or some peanut butter on it, toasted. Just bland. I need either like soft, easy to go down foods or bland when I'm super depressed. Weight-wise, I really try not to let myself fluctuate a lot weight-wise because of my eating disorder. I just don't want to spiral back into any kind of bad behavior. 10, feeling tired all the time. All the time. All the time. Everything makes me tired. I'm constantly tired. All the time. My brain is tired. I get tired from thinking. I've been very tired a lot. 11, not being able to work full time. I am lucky that I have a job that I can work from home and I work at night, and it doesn't require me to have to like dress up every day or do anything like that. So for me, that is not an issue. However, if I had to go into an office every day, 9 to 5, and get ready every morning and be on for a bunch of people and all of that, that would be, I cannot imagine that the past couple of months being a possibility. Like, I can't fathom it. So I'd say that relates to me. However, it doesn't relate to me, if that makes sense. 12, feeling angry. I have been so angry. Everything has been making me angry. Everything's making me resentful. Everything's making me irritated. People are making me irritated. I realized I was taking everything personally that literally everyone did, which is just a bad thing to do in general. If you've not read the 4 agreements, read them, and I need to reread them. My biggest triggers are if someone in customer service is rude to me, if a coworker or somebody is like ignoring me or rude to me. Those are like my biggest triggers. But yeah, I get angry and I'm really trying to work on it to have more compassion, and like, I'm a compassionate person. It's just like stuff triggers me and sets me off and I react. I'm a reactionary person versus just like taking a second and not reacting. And I can tell like the way I'd react to something on one day could be completely different to how I'd react to it another day. It just depends on how I'm feeling that day and what happened and honestly what the person did. But I definitely get angrier when I'm depressed. 13, compulsive skin picking. I actually don't have this. I don't pick at my cuticles, I don't bite my nails, I don't do that. The things I used to do back in the day, I used to have some habits where I won't get into it this video because I feel like it would need a trigger warning, but skin picking's never been one of them. 14, feeling emotional extremes. Being too emotional or not emotional at all. I'd say yeah. I also do a thing where I might have no emotion for a while, but then if I get upset about one thing, like at the same time, it'll trigger me to be upset about all these other things that I hadn't been upset about before, that have been bothering me, that I hadn't allowed myself to be upset about. But I get upset about it because this one thing has upset me. So it's like I'm already feeling emotion and it snowballs into all the other emotions from all the other times I've been avoiding. 15, avoiding loved ones. I avoid people. It says sometimes I don't respond to texts and calls, avoid people close to me. Yeah. When I'm really depressed, responding to a text or a private message or something like that it seems like so much work. I'm somebody who personally gets really, really bothered when people don't respond to me, so I know that it's hypocritical when I don't respond to someone. So what I'll usually do is if I'm really depressed and I see texts or messages, I just won't open them. So that it doesn't show that they've been read. And then when I'm ready, I will respond to them and apologize for it taking so long. I tend to want to isolate, not be around people, because I don't feel well. But again, like I said earlier, usually when I actually go do stuff, I feel better. 16, digestive issues. Sometimes it happens. I don't get a lot of like IBS and stuff like that, but I definitely can get like, my stomach will hurt and stuff if I'm anxious. It's mainly from anxious though, not being depressed. 17, wasting time. This example was, I feel that everything I do except when I learn something new is a waste of time. Even so, I spend a lot of time mindlessly scrolling through Facebook. Same. I also set lots of goals but seldom achieve them. Same. So I'll spend a lot of time saying, okay, you're really depressed right now. We've got all this stuff to do today. All right, let's just chill for the next couple hours in bed and then once you'll feel better later, and then we'll tackle it tonight. We'll be able to focus. And then later that night, I'll be so tired, even though I've slept, like I've been just mentally tired that I'm like, I just can't, I'll deal with it tomorrow. So I definitely relate to that. 18, taking frequent naps. Yeah, all the time. I tend to nap, like I'll induce a nap to avoid stuff that I don't want to handle. 19, loneliness. Yes. Lately I've been feeling very lonely. It's a weird thing because I've put myself in this position so I'm lonelier for a lot of reasons of not trusting people, but at the same time there's like a security in being alone, but then also I do feel really lonely. Like when Halloween came around, like I was invited to no Halloween parties, no Halloween like fun things or anything, and that's my favorite holiday in the world. And looking at everyone doing all these things, I was like, man, like where did I get to this place in life where I'm not invited to things anymore and I'm not part of things? I did that to myself. I have partly because I've been sick, so I've been away from everything, so people, you know, I'm not around for people to think of me to invite, and I'm just not as close to people anymore. Also, I lost a majority of my friends when I became sick. I think I'm just in a place in life right now that I don't have close people to me right now. I have like a lot of like peripheral people, so I don't have a lot of things going like to do with, and a lot of my friends have kids now and stuff, so it's not like they're doing stuff and inviting me. Yeah, I do feel lonely. Low confidence. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. When I'm feeling good right now, I do feel confident right now. Earlier this week when I was super depressed, I felt like just a piece of shit. Like I felt like I look awful. I feel like everything I do is worthless. I feel like no one likes me. I posted a picture yesterday on Instagram. It was a picture of me and my dog in the car, and I like lost a follower immediately on Instagram. That hurt my feelings. I just feel like a loser a lot of the time, and like that I'm not cool and when I'm depressed. And then when I'm not depressed, I've worked so hard on my self-confidence that I do feel pretty good. Not amazing, and not like the best, but I do feel like pretty good. So I know that when I'm feeling like no confidence, that it is my brain doing that to me. But I relate. 21, matted hair and bed sores. This is for someone who showers so rarely. I've never gotten a bed sore from like not moving or showering. I've definitely had my hair matted because it's like my hair is so long that it can tangle really easily, and especially now that it's falling out, it tangles a lot more easily. And I put it in a bun. If I sleep on that too long, it'll get tangled, and I won't untangle it until I take a shower. Poor concentration is 22. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's so hard for me to concentrate when I'm depressed. It's just so hard. So I completely get that. 23, feeling like a bad parent. I'm not a parent, so I don't relate to this. Sometimes I do feel bad that I feel like my dog is bored. I'll like look at her and I'll be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry I'm being so boring. Especially when she wants to play and I'm really like depressed and don't feel like I have the energy to do so. But I know that's not the same as a child. I could imagine though if I had children feeling that way. 24, dissociating in the middle of a conversation. I dissociate a lot. I don't have like a dissociative like diagnosis, dissociation, whatever. I don't have that diagnosis where I dissociate. Sorry, I don't want to say the wrong name, but I don't have that. Although I do check out mentally. Like I will go off onto like a different world. And I have talked to my doctor about, I don't know if this is dissociating, and I've tried to explain it to my doctor about the way I view time. I do feel like when I'm depressed, I'm not within my body looking at the world. It's like I'm above everything and everything goes by at a very quick pace, and I feel like I've missed living. It's like things have happened quickly, but it doesn't feel like that amount of time has passed. Whereas when I'm present and actively living and 6 years pass, I feel like 6 years has passed. But if I'm depressed and 6 years passes, it just feels like a year passed and I don't know what happened to the other 5, and it messes with my mind. I'm trying to explore that more in therapy because I don't know how to explain it fully. And 25, being unable to leave the house. Yeah. When I filmed that depression video, it had been 2 days of me wanting a smoothie, and the idea of driving 2.6 miles seems like insane. It seems impossible sometimes for me to take my trash out. Like, I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow. Just like walking, having to like go out there to the dumpster just seems like, ugh. So I totally get it. If you have any of those 25 embarrassing symptoms that, again, I did not write, that was a writer for the website The Mighty, and you relate to any of them, you're not alone, so do I. But if you have any like video requests about anything or any questions, or you relate to this, every week I'm doing like a talk about mental health or chronic illness. The past 3 weeks I didn't because I was not driving to therapy, but I've decided even if I don't drive, if I do a phone session, I will still film some kind of video because I'm getting good feedback on them, and it seems to be what people want to see. So I'll keep doing that, but I'm also gonna keep doing the other stuff that a lot of people don't care about just because it makes me happy, and life's about making yourself happy, am I right? All right, so anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you whenever I decide to film a new video, and until then, have a great day. Bye.